He's gonna be my cameraman for the rest of the day, hopefully, and that means that I can lean back and focus on casting instead, which is gonna make my job a hell of a lot easier. So thank you so much, Ansvar, for joining in again. Of course, you guys can see down on the bottom, he is both a Twitch streamer as well, and also pretty active on Twitter. So if you wanna follow him over there, you can go do that. He's a great guy, so he deserves all the attention and all the love that you guys are willing to give him. Now, what are we thinking about this one? Anything we should keep in mind, guys? Anything you're excited to see on Miramar? Let me know before this one starts. Any teams we should worry about? Yesterday we had Mithralius not have any loot at 6 minutes into the game, so I hope that he's gonna be changing up that part of his strategy. And let's see. Yeah, they are seemingly getting a little more control, but it does seem like X-Base, they're jumping down to contest Raise Your Edge. So X-Base yesterday were a little all over the place. They were Southside Las Leones, they were up in Tierra Bronca, and now they're jumping 4 people into Chumacera. And also we have Blaze and Northern Lights fighting off one another. Or at least it seems to be going to be a fight. Yes, indeed, it is already. A fight deep has been eliminated. Last able to find the first knock of the game. I guess it's not really the first knock of the game if you count the coaches, but the first player knock of the game on towards Deep. Got the flush as well. Perfectix and Spiro, both with Winchesters. That's, of course, that's below optimal, but maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they can they can do something with those Winchesters. We have seen a couple of Winchester knocks in scrims so far. It's not completely impossible to get knocks with them. Actually, they're not that bad guns. Of course, there are many weapons that are a lot better. But let's see, Perfectix, what can you do with the Winchester in hand, with the ultimate cowboy gun? Maybe outside of the revolver. I don't know if Winchesters back in that era had big scopes like these on them, but at least this one does. This one does. Coaches continuing to die. Rory goes down as well. All the coaches are dying, as you can see, and we are just down to one more coach. This should be it, I think, because we've only lost one player so far, so we should be at 67. Yes, all the coaches are now dead, and yeah, despite these guys landing on top of each other, there's not really much of a brawl going on right now. It's pretty quiet. Rip swapping between single fire and auto. Alright, to line up a shot potentially. Of course, shots were fired from both Spiro and Perfectix just before, so they must know kind of where they are. But of course, this right now is just them wasting a lot of time, which could be spent getting looted and kind of getting ready to go, on just stalemating and holding off each other. They're just sitting still, waiting for the other team to push forward. And if neither of those two teams decide to do that, well, then this could take a while. They are inside the circle, so in that way they don't really have to hurry. But there is a lot of action that is not really being taken by neither team, and right now that's not helping either of the two teams, because as you can see, their center, other teams will look to rotate up towards power grid, and if a team comes in to join this area fully looted with like level 2, level 3 gear, ARs, attachments, all the good stuff, then I don't know if either of these two teams will be able to kind of hold off against them. We do see Battlein pretty decently loaded out already, so that's always something. But you have a Tommy gun and a Winchester in the hands of Spiro, and you have Perfectix with the Winchester as well. Not really optimal by any means. Tornado Energy, they lose one. Millman does go down. Ferex found him on his rotation. Buggy came through, and he's gonna go down, unfortunately. So that's of course never what you want to have happen, but it doesn't always work out the way that you want to, unfortunately. Miramar, it's a big map. You always think you're safe on your rotations because there's so much space to move around, but then somehow someone is right next to you, and you end up going down. That's just the way it goes sometimes. So Marken, they're gonna rotate in north around Chumacera. Not too surprised about that rotation. Pretty straightforward. Not wanting to go south around Chumacera. There's so much concentration down towards the church area, and Vasco. There you go. No one saw that. Fortunately, not a lot of damage was done to either of them. But you never know. I mean, you never know, especially on Miramar, where your vehicles are, of course, I mean, A, you don't want to flip your car. That's pretty simple. But B, you also, I mean, there's a lot of ways where your vehicle will get shot at. a lot of ways your vehicle will get shot at by teams. And if you have to make 2 rotations, like 2 separate rotations at any given time, if your vehicle is taking just minimal damage because of something you did, that could be the vehicle explosion just waiting to happen. You never know. You never know. Sometimes it doesn't matter too much. Sometimes it's very difference making. Perfectix tries to line up a shot with the Winchester. Spotted 3 people, but has to back off. He's pushing around the side. Only has the first aid. Doesn't want to use it yet either. Oh. Ho-ho! Cowboy reward goes to Lasser. Winchester versus Winchester. Lasser prevails. Perfectix goes down. Battling on the side. Lasser is committing to the flush now. Battling. He doesn't see him now. He finally does spot him in Battling. 3 shots connected. And that's going to be the knock coming in there. 2 down now. Spiro by himself will have to make the run forward. So despite Battling getting a good knock in there, he has to back off, going down to low HP. Perfectix did get flushed out as well, so I thought they were gonna try and kind of corner out Spiro a little better, but no, they have managed to divide them. They are in between them right now. See Lipson, that's a bullet to the head. No more helmet for him. Battling, throwing nades forward. We talked about before how he does have pretty good loadout. M4 and hold that thought. Spiro finds 1. Lasser goes down. Spiro managed to flank all the way around the side. No helmet. Level 1 vest. He's trying to make a run for it. Yeah, wants to find some sort of, maybe a helmet, maybe a vest, maybe anything that can keep him alive. But he's just sending it. Does not want to be around here anymore at all. Lamarkin, that is 1 as well. Page does go down. DA, Raychurch, and X-Base on each their side of them. Navi and Sauna Boys too are lining up on each their side. So many teams trying to block off each other's rotations, and that's the issue when you have these center circles. It just makes it so damn difficult for teams to find their way forward. It's tricky. It is really tricky to try and push your way in sometimes when everyone is kind of trying to encroach from the same corner angles. Vasco goes down as well. Ival just got Page back up on his feet. Now Vasco is down. And he will remain that way. Vasco does get flushed out. Margalov trying to hold off against Coldamenta and Loss now. The entire back space playing on the back foot, trying to play it safe. Battling finds Apocalypse. So Blaze, despite them getting the first knock and flush onto Deep, are now the ones trailing here. It seems that they should be in a 2v1 in favor of Northern Lights. Mark trying to jump back, tries to get safe to the other side. Should be able to do so as well. Yes, indeed, he does manage to back off. But do they want to re-engage in this, or do they want to just keep their distance? I'm actually not completely sure. Mark, you can see him looking around. Ooh, that's a good angle. That's a backpack, though. Doesn't do any damage to that one. Headshot coming in on towards Gaxi, forced to back off. And, yeah, that's gonna, I would assume, yes, he's just gonna run all the way. No, actually, he stops on the rock. Doesn't want to go all the way back. Margalov, nice knock by Lust towards him. It's just gonna allow for Coldamenta if he wants to push a bit further around the side. One more knock coming in, and as I said, okay, so I said they were all going down. That's not true at all. That was the only one going down, actually. Apocalypse did get back up on his feet. Battling was knocked just now. So Spiro, 1v3. Not impossible, but far from easy as well. Nate bounced over, no damage done. Spiro's just holding this angle. He's just waiting with a canted side as well. That's not something you see too often. Nate's thrown forward. Apocalypse, does he know where Spiro is? You can see him leaning to the left, does not want to expose himself whatsoever. He knows that the more time he spends here, the harder it's gonna be. Finds the first one, finds the second knock as well. Apocalypse and Rip both torn to pieces. Spiro, what a great spray. I know Battling will go down, but they were not ready for that one whatsoever. He didn't even take damage in that engagement. Great spray transfer. Able to get the red dot on now as well. It's a 1v1. Vector versus M4. The Vector is going up against the level 1 Vesto, and it prevails. Slips and finds Spiro, but he's the last one alive, and WTSG and Tornado Energy have both just arrived at Power Grid, so I'm not sure how long Blaze will be able to remain alive for. Fortunately, though, I guess you can say for Blaze, it is a circle that shifted away from Power Grid, so probably not up to stick around for too much longer. Coldamenta, a loss. They are both alive and kicking, or I guess Cold is just alive. Now he's kicking a little better. Gaxi got the first hit up as well. They were both down real low HP. And this X-Base team, they haven't quite given up this fight yet. Margalov got back up on his feet from before as well. So not giving up. Not giving up on the fight just yet. Still brawl waiting to happen. They're outside the circle now as well, and that's the main issue here. The more times they get knocked, the more helmets they lose, vests they lose. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be damn difficult for them to really be able to stay put here. Thunderlust probably gonna get either flushed or bleed out. I don't think they can get around to him. Nope, he does go down. Tamil taken out now as well. Gemty able to flush him out. That's good kill coming in for TSM. Start off the game. Ooh, nice angle by Lust. Spots out Carl on the side that we're expecting people to be in and around here. Lust didn't take any chances, so able to push his way forward. Now he gets caught out by Quetpa, though. He was prone on top. Lust runs straight into the trap. It's a nice little crossfire that the remaining 2 XPS players have set up. X-Base trying to stay alive here with just 2 guys. Oh, Marglove double tap, or double jumping, I should say. All the way over to the edge, finds the knock onto Gaxi, and now it's all of a sudden just Coldamenta alive. It looked like it was gonna go clearly in the way of Erasure Edge. They were 4v2, but Ketpa and Markelov with a great setup and smart crossfire lined up there. It's gone their way. They're in a 2v1 now. Coldamenta is a hell of a player, so there's no guarantee that he won't be able to kill them. But as I say that, exactly, Markelov goes down. Ketpa tries to push forward, and Kolda finds them both. He will be able to run back. We'll be able to get the rest up onto Gaxi, so they will survive. But losing 2 in that one when you're 4v2, of course, not what you want to have happen. But you got to give it to the Blaze team. They did line it up pretty damn well. WGSG, they found 1, they found 2. Gaxi double knock coming in towards stand and play with me. Good way to start off that engagement. Not sure where the remaining 2 Unity player or unique players are further north. That's Pokemon sitting up there. This circle is horrible in the sense that there are so many different levels of terrain available. You have the crater on the east, you have the whole graveyard and road valley point between Picado and Hacienda, and then you have the big steep hill up towards the power grid area. There's so much around here that you really can't do a whole lot to play in. Really tricky area that does not work out for. Well, I mean, let me put it this way: there's a lot of ways you can get the circle shifted away from you where you're completely screwed. Let's see, where does it go? Heart shifts east. Okay, so Diamond Dog sitting well in it for now. Next one has to exclude the Jupsig power grid hill as well, so it should be going southeast somewhere. I mean, okay, technically it can go anywhere east, but just away from that northwestern side. And I mean, there's just so much open area between WGSG and Diamond Dogs. You can see it right here. Big open hill up towards the crater where Diamond Dogs are sitting, and you cannot play that at all. As long as there are teams both on the bottom side, which is where WTSG is, and people on the top as well, as long as both those areas are taken, you cannot really play anything in the middle. So a big chunk of this phase 3, or this 4th circle, will be not unplayable by any means, but it's going to be very difficult to play. Oh, T-Bone, he wants to do it. He's like, oh my god, guys, this is a free one. Come on, let me shoot. Waiting for them to enter the car. Now they get spotted out. T-Bone, oh, he should have had the shot. Should have taken the shot when he had it for free. And, well, Page does deliver. He is there to help out. But had a free one, and I think they just wanted to wait for everyone to be ready. There were too many targets, so even if you've got the one knock, there'd be a lot of people shooting in return. They do get the first knock, though. T-Bone stays alive. Vats could just go down early, though, as you saw. Page, he wants to get the flash on to smash. But nothing is given for free just yet. Ival able to jump around the side. That's a really smart flank, actually. Get a good off angle over towards Mithralius and Sixmo. They aren't really in position to help out at all. So it's I mean, Ival. Oh my lord, his vehicle is almost on fire too. You don't want to be in that vehicle for too much longer. That's really the only engagement happening right now. Liquid, they're chilling around, just trying to hold people at bay. TSM, they're splitting with Afteralt in between them. It's gonna be fun to see how Afteralt are going to be playing that one out. Ival, he's running back, trying to help his teammates, and that's, you can see Liquid shooting all the way down towards the mark, and that's what Ival is trying to do something about. He's just not really in a position to do a whole lot of damage towards any of them. Ival now tapping over towards the DA team. A little bit of damage done. Maybe enough for T-Bone and I believe it's Page to cross over. And yes, indeed, they do manage to do the crossing. So they're the advantage here for them is that they're on the inside of the circle compared to DA. But did they pop the tires? No, they didn't actually. Okay, so they did not pop the tires in the Mirado. I thought that was going to be a dead giveaway that those tires would be popped, because this allows for DA to rotate in. That's actually, I'm not gonna lie, that's a bit of a I don't want to say a mistake, but at least surprising to me that they don't try to do something to prevent that possible that rotation opportunity from them on out. So smart play there. K-Mine does find Mert though, so DA loses 1. Oh, completely for free it wasn't. But it wasn't as easy as they would have wanted it to be either. Mark, and they have a road to cross here, and this ain't going to be easy at all. As soon as the people inside the city look uphill, that's going to be a very, very exposed Omargan team. T-Bone down to 1 HP, and you can see now Aliyah. Fortunately, they don't see them up this hill. As soon as they look in this direction, that is going to be them completely out in the open, and they need to go somewhere. The issue is they don't have any vehicles anymore, and they need to get not 1, but maybe 2 or even 3 knocks in order to even make anything of the sort of a crossing possible here. Page goes down. T-Bone down to low HP as well. This is looking like an impossible rotation for Omargan, who is still out in the blue. Remember, it's phase 4. It's going to close in 10 seconds. Once it's closed in and you're out in the blue, you can't rest any longer. So, odds are that Omargan has seen their final circle shift of this game. But who knows? Who knows? We've seen crazy things being done before. Maybe they'll be able to survive for a little while longer. I just would not count on it. Lipson, still alive for Blaze, managed to make his way inside Picardo. As we said, it wasn't gonna go south, straight west. It does go a little down south towards the crater though. Race Rich with 2 players alive. Gonna be sitting tight down there. Ooh, don't want to drive into each other here, guys. Tornado Energy full speed forward. Tries to cross on over to the other side. Now T-Bone's gone down. K-Mine able to find the knock on towards him. Cumbud out of the vehicle he goes. What can you do? You can prone down. Oh, hello, Pokemon though. From above, this is, I think this is a death sentence. Cumbud is proning it out, trying to stay put, but I don't see where the hell you go from here. That is, that's as close to dead as you're gonna be. James finds Ivo. T-Bone's gone down as well. Well, I mean, if you're a Page, you might just tank the blue here, but he's actually trying to run underneath. This is where Liquid cannot afford to lose a player. Don't overgreed on this and lose players because you say, "Oh my God, it's free kills. Let's go, let's go, let's go." You could still lose a player, and that could mean that you don't get a potential really good end game that you want to get. See, the aggression is coming out. They are pushing out to do the damage, but they have a good spot in the circle. So back off, play it safe, play for the next fight. And I think that's what James realizes. We'll push down to try and throw some nades, but nothing more coming off of it. Smart decision to back off there. Recrent trying to drive along the ridge of the crater as well, until the edge of the crater, and he's gonna be stopping up by, I believe there's a shack up there. Yes, exactly, shack up there on the hilltop. They might be able to play around, but that is a very, very exposed shack, so not too much you can do. Despite having cover, you're pretty much forced to just prone it out. Especially when you're only 1 or 2 alive. Gemty caught out. Page finally does get found by Beats-Up, so Flush coming in onto the last remaining player from Omark, and they're going to go down in 14th place. Simsi tossing a few smokes over, a little bit of a bait. Trying to buy himself some time to cross over towards his teammates. More smokes thrown now. He wants to get the hell out of there. Takes a vehicle and leave. Perfect play. Get away from there as fast as you can. Tumble is down already, but should still be able to get it out from there. Gaxi, Nate's Fundamenta. Now Gaxi is gonna go not down. 1 HP, okay. But actually 1 HP and no best either. But don't nade your teammates. I don't know why. We'll see. Oh, that's the kill. Yep, indeed it is. Recron finds the flush with the nade. Gaxi goes down, and that's just unfortunate. I hate to see it. It does happen every now and again, though. And this is what we're talking about. That ridge line is just really damn difficult to play around. This one centering up towards the crater is going to make it so difficult for any team that's not inside the circle already to get anywhere, to be fair. Iroh finds Senya. Diamond Dog's trying to hold off TSM here. Let's see if they can succeed in doing so. Lamblot. I mean, TSM has 1 wall to hide behind, and there are 3 people trying to peek through the same 1 angle. That's going to be headshots coming your way. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's going to be practically impossible for you to do anything about that. Danneman tried to push forward, tried to sneak his way in as best as he could, but he got caught out, taken out by Best Luck. Simsy forced back down into the dip. They do have some cover where they are, but the issue is they cannot allow for TSM to continue pushing forward. See, they're peeking on over. They're trying to find the angles on towards TSM, but doesn't seem too eager to go up and hold them off. Vex now does go down. Fortunately, Calvin, good angle, gets a flush on towards him as well. Gemty is potentially within nade distance, slips in. He goes down, and yes, I think the nades are, yes, indeed, close enough to Gemty. And he will get hit by them. Shots fired towards Lamberlot, but nothing connected. Had the ridge line to hide behind Calvin. Forced to play the northern side and focus that a little more, so that player from behind they had kind of surveilling and keeping them safe is not available any longer. Does have WTSG pushing up. Gemty actually managed to make a bit of a flank. I'm not sure if they'll hear him or even notice him. This is where Gemty can become damn dangerous. Let him flank around, give him an off angle, and he can easily take down 2 targets, potentially even more. He's gonna wait for his team to maybe make some noise, I would assume. There it is, shots fired, gets the headshot off immediately, but not able to get the knock. He would really have wanted to get a knock in that situation. Would have bought him a lot more time to maybe do a flank around, force Diamond Dogs into a whole different situation, but them staying alive, and not only that, but getting the first aids off as well, it's gonna make it so difficult for any team trying to push forward, especially for TSM. D8, well, they're trying to leave. Picardo did not happen. I think any team in Picardo in that situation would most likely have gone down. Not gonna work out. Example, trying to hold off Sauna Boys. He's gonna go down. Jupsik getting the kill down here again. Diamond Dogs, TSM. This brawl is still happening. Diamond Dogs trying to hold them off. Gemty on the edge of the blue. It is phase 5. Hurts quite a bit. 5 damage per tick. Simsy finds one, traded off by Michael. Immediately doesn't spot out Lamberlot, and he's going to get the kill. TSM out in 9th place, just short of placement points. And Diamond Dogs able to keep 3 people up. Diamond Dogs have been playing extremely well on Miramar, so glad to see them back in yet another game where things are going their way. They seem to really, I mean, I don't know what it is, but they just make things work on Miramar. They really play well around here. As I say that, Calvin does go down, of course. That's my caster curse, but they really have been impressive on Miramar. On their average performance has been extremely good. Teams is running all around. Liquid, 4 kills so far. They won the last game on Sanok. Who knows? They might be able to bring home one more. WCSG, though, still 4 guys alive. We have seen what they can do recently. Damn scary team as well. Able to rag up some insane amount of points and chicken dinners too. Calvin does go down. Simsy out as well. Now James is looking for some of these players on the other side, but can't quite seem to get vision on any of them. He does Aaliyah right on his feet, but he's not aware of it. And I think Aaliyah might have heard footsteps above. Nate in hand. Nothing thrown yet. Oh, there comes it. Nate, oh my lord, that's on his feet and it doesn't go down. What? Team's able to stay alive somehow avoiding death there. Gaxi, not Gaxi, Aaliyah gets to throw off a nade. Oh my lord, James is down low again. He's a tank. He is blocking damage. He's proning down, getting healed up, and somehow survived through 2 explosions there. Aaliyah could just exactly get the nade thrown off before going down, and now Adibs will find Sauna Boys, but they go down immediately in return as well, so the winners of that one is going to be WCSG, able to clear something on this side of the circle, but there are still more players to be dealt with. WCSG, and it's in a wide 2-2 split right now, and there are 2 people trying to hold off the entirety of Team Liquid, and the other side is holding off Navi. Samti securing more placement points and taking out Navi. 4 teams left alive. Vard finds James. This is the nemesis. The Liquid nemesis is Vard. Unfortunately, the Kryptonite has been dealt with, and maybe that's gonna make things a little easier. Of course, saying that and then looking at the roster line of WGSG, not sure that's the case, but James down should be able to get rest. Let's see what the Liquid team has in store for the remainder of this game. They're closing in on 10 kills. Recrent finds 1. Might be able to get the double. Lamberlot, 6 bullets. Might run a reload. Ooh, don't reload while peeking, buddy. That's dangerous. Nate being cooked by Recrent. It's going to be lopped on forward. That one has his name on it, doesn't it? Yes, indeed it does. Recrent finds the double. Diamond Dog's out. It's going to give some room for Recrent to maneuver around. Has like half a circle on his own. He'll be able to run around for a little while longer. WCSG now 4v4 against Liquid, and then you have Recrent just chilling on the backside. I think Reckman is not going to do anything. He's inside the next circle too. He's just going to let these two teams fight. If I know him right though, he would probably want to take some part of the action. Great up high position, a high ground advantage, I guess you can say. Working out for Miracle, finds Mexi. No flushes coming in. James is spotted on the backside as well. I think Miracle saw him, but James, that's a great headshot connected on towards him. One down for each team. Can't really push through this one just yet though. Nades thrown forward once again. James blocking off damage. Able to stay put. Doesn't have a vest anymore though. I don't think K-Mine has a vest either. These teams have been brawling the entire match. Oh my lord, that one arrow was straight in your face. That's a flashbang that almost probably took off his eyebrows too. Full on white. Gotta go to see the eye doctor for that one. 9 kills for WGSG, 4 players alive. It goes to show the kind of performances they've been able to put off recently. Very, very, very impressive performances coming out from the WGSG lineup lately. Mets being shared, a little bit of a timeout. Halftime, guys, halftime. Commercial break. Wait. Let's just chill for a second, shall we? They agree. Now the fight is back on. The ceasefire has ended. They've all made their way inside the circle. Smokes, nades, everything being thrown forward on the side of Liquid. They still have utility remaining. Somehow, they still have utility remaining. Of course, there were some corpses around they could loot and see what they could lob forward. Vard is the close person here. He's the one up close and ready to deal with them. As I say, that Miracle is actually even closer. He's gonna get the knock on towards K-Mind. Still 24 bullets left in the chamber. Redgrid is alive as well. Don't forget about that. He could become a factor in the end of this one. James over the top. Oh my lord, the timings. Look at how these players are using the terrain. Every single dip, how much control you can try and obtain with it. Just peek over and down again, over and down. These jiggle picks are very difficult to execute, and these guys are doing it extremely well. You can see Reckman is like just leaning back, eating his popcorn, and watching the Titans fight each other. James finds one and returns. It's a 3v3. Nice flank from James over the top. Oh no, he has Torino. Swaps over to the SLR. Taps down Miracle. Gets the double. Iro and Sam is still alive. Trying to see what they can do. Oh, James doesn't see him. James doesn't see him. Samson gets down his former teammate. EB has gone down as well. It's a 2v1 now. Mexi is by himself. Requint could win this game. Requint, off of doing absolutely nothing but chilling on that southeast side, could go out and win this game. These two teams are so massively banged up, and there comes the kill. Requint finds Miracle. It's a 2v1 now in favor of WGSG. They have no idea what's happening. They do not know where he is. They are so confused. No, mate, the Mex is still alive. Sorry. Mex is alive as well. So it's not over yet. Now it's a 2v1 in favor of WTSG. But I gotta give it to Rekrent. Gotta give it to him. He's been good at not shooting. I don't know how many players could hold off for that long not fighting. That was a solid 2.5 minute brawl between WTSG and Liquid. And it goes to show how great both those teams are at, to be fair, surviving and avoiding like. One thing is you can be good at spraying, but if the opponent is that good at dodging and weaving, then it's gonna make it hard for you to get those knocks. And really, gotta give it to both the teams. I mean, the way they use the terrain. If you're looking to increase your micro play, like your small mechanical skill, there's a lot you can go back and take away from that fight right there in terms of fighting in open terrain, because that was really, really impressive to watch. Let's see, Rekrent. They have no idea where he is. There's no way they know. Oh, one down. Finds a double. No, not quite. 15 bullets left. Iro, it's up to you, buddy, to get the winner. He does. WTSG get themselves their first Miramar win of the day. 14 kills off of a hell of a fight with Team Liquid. Wow. What a wild one that was. That's arguably one of the best Miramar finishes I've seen in a while. Not because it was wild circles and all that stuff, just individual play. A great fight with two teams that both gave it their very, very best until the end of it. It was like, you know, when you're watching sports games, like one of those tennis matches where just they keep running, the game just never wants to end. They fight it till the very, very, very end. And